Monday with Candace Gillespie from Candace's Canvases. I have a Mother's Day card here that I'm making, but you can use this technique and make any kind of card you want. It's basically a window card. So what I did is at first is I took my stamp that I wanted to have seen through the card, and I measured the part of it that I wanted to have seen through the window on the front of the card. And I made little tick marks, and here you'll see I'm using my T-square ruler and a Kraft blade, and I am cutting out that window based upon my measurements. So you'll see I'll remove the piece in just a second here. There it is, and that's the window. Now that piece is slightly larger than the sentiment because I want to put a little border around there. So after I erased my pencil marks, I'm getting a better measurement for what size I want the little frame to be on the inside of that cutout window. And I'm just taking this little tiny scrap piece of white cardstock, and based on those measurements, I am figuring out what size I need to cut that to be. So here I am making little notes on those measurements. This is all from the top of my head here, so bear with me as I am working through this. So I find measurements and I make the marks I need. Excuse my head. Okay, now we're using the Kraft blade here to cut along those lines we made. Now you'll want to take care to go slowly as you do this, because you'll see in just a few minutes that that I cut it kind of crooked and I needed to fix it. So there we go. Now we're just taking some of my favorite wet glue here, Tombow Mono Multi Glue, and we are adhering that frame to the inside of the card and adjusting it on the outside, and then erasing any extra pencil lines that there might be. A little zoom in for you so you can see better. And next we are going to replace the piece we cut out of the Kraft cardstock so that we can stamp on it without affecting that window frame. So I'm just taking a little bit of some snail adhesive and then touching it a few times so the oils on my fingers can kind of remove some of the stick, and placing it in there, and then taking some soft suede ink, which is a nice brown color, not too dark and not too light, mounting up a butterfly stamp, and I am stamping everywhere on this. And you'll see in a minute here, I take a second to look at the card to just reevaluate where I want stamps. Here we go. So going back, and I'm just going for it. I couldn't decide if I wanted to kind of stop with them floating up the middle or if I wanted to go all the way around. So here we decided to go all the way around. Now you'll notice this little mark right here. Don't worry about it. Just scratch it off with a craft knife, and then take an eraser and then erase the little, pieces that are left behind. I learned this from Jennifer McGuire. So thank you for that, Jennifer McGuire. And then now I'm just creasing that edge really well to just give me a great perspective of my card here. And then I'm taking the white gel pen and I am putting 5 little dots along the body of those butterflies. Now this is one of my favorite color combinations, the Kraft cardstock, the brown and then the stark white. I really like that. Here I am fixing that little crooked part. Almost anything can be fixed, which is nice. So now I'm just tracing that rectangle so I know where to place my sentiment on the inside of the stamp. And so I'll mount my stamp and then get my stamp-a-ma-jig so that I can position it within that rectangle properly. This card is made for my sister-in-law who lives in Arizona. And through the next couple weeks, I'll post a couple more that I made for my other sister-in-law and for my mom-in-law, which is so fun, just knowing their personalities and then knowing what kind of cards come out, get created based on me thinking of their personalities. So it's really fun. So I'm just cleaning off that stamp now because we are actually going to stamp it in Versamark. And I just stamped it with brown on the stamp-a-ma-jig tool so that I can see where it's placed. Then I'm just bringing the outside to the inside by placing some more of those butterflies up along on that right hand side. And then we'll take our Mother's Day sentiment here and position. The word I want to capture is mother. So that's the word I am fitting into that rectangle. So then I take my embossing buddy and take off the static and the oils that are on there, and then I dip my clean stamp into my Versamark ink and stamp it down. One thing I should have done in hindsight, you'll see kind of the trouble I go through, is I should have taken my heat tool to that soft suede ink with those butterflies before I did the embossing powder, and you'll see why here. So then I take white embossing powder and see how it kind of sticks to those butterflies. There's a great remedy for this, you'll see in a second. So here at first I thought, oh, I can just wipe away the extra. And then I thought, dang, that's complicated. So maybe it's dried now. And it wasn't. So what I did is I just ended up heat embossing this, and I'm out of frame. I apologize for that. I'm just using my heat tool and embossing most of that sentiment there. And then I'm going to come back and re-stamp it with Versamark and then finish up that sentiment. There it is. And also while I had the heat tool, I just dried up those butterflies the rest of the way. So I ended up, there we go, re-stamping out those last couple letters. Much cleaner impression here. And it's done. Well, not totally done, but that sentiment is, and it turned out, I was very happy with how it turned out. So then I just erased my pencil marks, and then I distressed the inside edges of that white, and then used my white signal gel pen, uni-ball gel pen, to make those white dots. And I thought, could I cover up that white? And it was too small. So, and it's done. And of course you have to always put your signature on your creation. So here I am just stamping my personalized stamp back there. Couple pictures for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you guys again. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. Talk to you later.